We are living through what may be the most significant event in the history of cryptocurrencies. The yen has been essentially replaced by XRP as the official national currency of Japan. During a press conference that startled the world's financial markets, the Prime Minister of Japan made this announcement personally. The Prime Minister declared that XRP has become the official currency of Japan, marking a daring step toward a future in which cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology support whole national economies. This shift is more than just symbolic. It represents a significant shift toward digital currencies that have the potential to completely alter the way that money is utilized globally. In addition to this historic announcement, insiders disclosed important details that the U.S. Federal Reserve's new Fednow payment system incorporates XRP payment rails. The fact that Fednow's infrastructure now enables XRP-based transactions is confirmed by a recent code leak that reveals the variable XRP_live_rails =true. Because of this integration, cross-border payments between the U.S. and Japan, and maybe many other nations, can be made almost instantly with much reduced fees and more transparency. The fact that two of the biggest financial institutions in the world are use XRP to connect their payment systems for the first time highlights Ripple's goal of creating a digital currency that is genuinely global. Years ago, Ripple and SBI Group worked closely together to lay the foundation for Japan's decision. Thousands of ATMs across the country are already switching from yen-based withdrawals to XRP-yen hybrid transactions thanks to SBI Group. This makes it easy for regular Japanese people to utilize XRP for everyday transactions, such as making purchases or paying bills. The impact of the network is expanding quickly. Massive billboards advertising XRP digital currency kiosks in major train stations and retail establishments proudly displaying XRP accepted here. Posters are among the visual evidence that is flooding in from Tokyo streets. Since it integrates XRP into everyday life, this grassroots adoption is just as important as official support. The participation of the Bank of Japan gives this transformation a great deal of legitimacy. According to reports, the Bank of Japan purchased more than 1.2 billion XRP tokens in order to maintain market stability and adequate liquidity for the currency transition. This purchase is among the biggest institutional purchases of XRP ever made. It also demonstrates that the central bank sees XRP as a fundamental monetary instrument rather than merely a speculative asset. They will be in charge of overseeing monetary policy in this new structure and helping commercial banks, financial institutions, and individual consumers accept XRP. A thorough examination of XRP's price potential is prompted by this significant change. With $500, the circulating supply of XRP will enable valuation increase to reflect this massive economic activity, as the majority of domestic and international transactions now use XRP instead of the yen, contributing to Japan's GDP of about $5 trillion. According to analysts, market capitalization in the hundreds of billions of dollars would be necessary for even a small portion of Japan's financial ecosystem to flow through XRP. The price automatically moves toward $500 or higher when this amount is divided by the total quantity of XRP. The ramifications for international finance are, well, astounding. The action taken by Japan is probably going to have a cascading effect throughout Asia and beyond. Other nations will see pressure to enact comparable laws in order to maintain their competitiveness in global banking and trade. Furthermore, by integrating, the Fed is essentially expressing consent, which could persuade other Western countries to do the same. As XRP-based settlement networks provide better options, traditional payment rails like SWIFT, which have long been criticized for their poor speeds and expensive fees, face obsolescence. Despite this hope, there are still a lot of obstacles to overcome before switching from a fiat currency like the yen to a digital token like XRP. Legal frameworks must change to reflect the new financial realities. Public education campaigns are required to foster understanding and trust, and infrastructure must grow to handle enormous transaction volumes. According to reports, the Japanese government has pledged billions of dollars to support educational programs and infrastructure improvements in order to facilitate the changeover. Building a stable and compliant digital economy also requires cooperation from authorities, Ripple, SBI Group, and private sector banks. This announcement causes both enthusiasm and alarm among the international community. While skeptics doubt the viability and security of a national currency based on blockchain technology, cryptocurrency aficionados rejoice in the recognition of digital currencies as real money. Although worries about volatility, technical risk, and regulatory monitoring still exist, They might be allayed by Japan's steady and systematic approach, which includes widespread institutional support. Global markets are already responding as investors position themselves ahead of the official implementation, causing XRP trade volumes to soar and volatility to rise. A decentralized ledger system powered by XRP will soon provide Japanese individuals with a unique economic environment at the retail level, managing their assets, wages, and daily transactions. Increased transparency in monetary flows, quicker cross-border remittances, and broader financial inclusion could result from this. Adoption will be accelerated by the daily convenience of XRP transactions via ATMs, smartphone wallets, and retail locations, transforming XRP from a speculative investment into a common currency. It's also important to note the technological architecture underlying this modification. By using XRP as a bridge currency, Ripple's on-demand liquidity protocol allows for instantaneous conversion between various fiat currencies without requiring the pre-funding of foreign exchange accounts. This drastically cuts expenses, minimizes settlement risk, and does away with conventional liquidity limits. This feature is extended to the U.S. payment system through the Fednow integration, establishing a smooth connection between the financial markets of Japan and the United States. It's critical to monitor the changing regulatory environment. The worldwide regulatory consensus is still, rather divided, even though Japan's acceptance is unquestionably a significant step forward. Global markets may become fragmented as a result of some nations' resistance to adoption due to their stringent crypto laws or even their antagonistic attitudes toward digital currency. However, if more financial institutions and consumers begin to seek quicker and less expensive payment options, Japan's leadership in this field may potentially put pressure on other regulators to reconsider their rules. The way that digital currencies are included into anti-money laundering and know your customer frameworks will be greatly influenced by international organizations like as the Financial Action Task Force, or FATF. Investors should obviously be cautious in the interim. Despite all of the compelling signs, the announcement of Japan's adoption of XRP and Fednow integration is still in the early stages of development and will not be formally announced until all details have been verified by government officials. Uncertainty can cause market prices to react somewhat irrationally, and the sudden price spikes we occasionally witness frequently result in abrupt corrections. Diversified investing methods, risk management, and due diligence are still essential for anyone hoping to profit from this momentous change. Looking ahead, the next 72 hours are crucial. Soon, the official public announcement is anticipated, which is likely to cause significant volatility and a surge in purchasing pressure. According to reports, exchanges are getting ready for higher trade volumes and modifying their liquidity pools to handle the inflow.